Welcome to the restorative movement sessions. My name is Veronica and welcome back again for from the break that I had in this Christmas season in this December. So I'm glad that you're back. In this session, let's move and we always do it accordingly with the season that we're having right now. So it's winter time and we need to lubricate our joints. So for that people that is standing lots of time on their legs, of course, this is a session dedicated for them, people that it's standing and walking and feel that their legs and the hips is either tight or sore. This is a special session for them. And we're going to be working on relaxing and stretching the legs through relaxation, and we're going to be strengthening the rests, which is a very important part of our body that sometimes we definitely forgot how much we use the rest. So it needs lubrication and strengthen, and we can definitely strengthen the rest as we have tissues in between the group of little bones that create the rest. Lots of little bones. We have tissues that we can strengthen, and we're going to be working on that. So for this class, you're going to need one belt. So you gotta make sure that is a belt. So because we are using the buckle, we're kind of joining the two parts together, and another strap. The other strap can be a scarf, a tie, um, a belt. Also, it doesn't have to have the buckle. So one belt, one strap, two blocks. Remember that you can also use two big books and blankets, either one or two. I always have two blankets. In case you don't have blankets, you can also use pillows because we're going to be uh, on our knees sometime, and that's going to help you. So put your material aside or bring your material in case that you have to maybe look for something else, and I'll see you back in a bit. Life is a winding road. Okay, so we're gonna be starting the session by laying on our back. Make sure that you're comfortable with the clothes that you're using in the space that you're using in your room, in your house. Make sure it's not very cold, that you have your mats or maybe a towel underneath the mat. Place where it's not that cold, because the first thing that we're placing is the bag on the floor. So you really want to start creating this cozy and warm sensation, especially along the spine. So just start by feeling all the benefits that the floor does to our spine, our back. It's just incredible sometimes when we just relax flat the back and we start feeling the effects right away. Muscles are starting to relax, to soften, bones that might go back to its place when we let go that tension. When the tissue gets softer. The first thing is we're going to place our hands. You can have the knees together. Just make sure you're bending the knees, the soles on the floor. And you're going to place your hands on the belly, and you are just going to be feeling how the belly breathes. How it expands as you inhale. And how it contracts And you can feel that hollow. Press the navel in as you exhale. Again, inhale. Now increase that breathing capacity. Try to inhale wider, quite deep. And as you exhale, feel a bit of pressure. Navel goes to the spine. Really trying to squeeze all the air out. Now you're going to move your hands towards your ribs and you're going to feel the ribs breathing, but this time you're going to feel the movement to the sides and to the center. As you inhale, both sides of your rib cage move to each side. As you exhale, they go back into the center. And keep at your own pace. But maybe start creating this even breath. You can maybe count up to 4 as you inhale and up to 4 as you exhale. And just notice which one can be a bit harder and which can be easier. Maybe is the inhalation that takes more effort. So that it's a good signal that we can recognize that from our body, especially because it's a subtle thing. It's a subtle message. We really need focusing in order to get the message of maybe having a hard time inhaling or exhaling. Maybe the message is that it's not hard, it feels pretty good, and that we really need to take those long breaths. It's really helping to dedicate these couple minutes to restore the breath. Feel that in the ribs. Just imagine how each rib separates from the other, creating that space, that stretchness in between those tissues, the intercostal muscles in between ribs and other type of gummy muscles that allows us to breathe. And imagine also the diaphragm. Moving up and down, just where your hands are, but you can visualize it how it moves up and down. Maybe you're not touching it, because we're not actually touching the diaphragm. And now place your hands over your shoulders, and this time we're going to be feeling the shoulders moving towards the ears. I'm going to call that up, even though it's not that up, but let's just call that up. And then as you exhale, shoulders go far from the ears, and I'm going to call that down. It's interesting how our orientation changes depending if we're standing, if we are laying. No, I want you to notice also, please, if laying down feels like you get dizzy or not. Remember that whenever you need to sit down again and recover the breath, you can also do that. Maybe you want to follow me in a sitting posture using the chair. But I really encourage you to place the spine on the floor. So shoulders moving close to the ears and away from the ears as we are breathing. Again, we are taking some minutes just to nurture this breath, to go back at it like a very basic thing, and reminding ourselves that sometimes by looking after the breath, by taking care of it, we can improve a lot of things. Very good. Finally, place your hands on the chest. Let's place an intention for today's practice now that we are in this place, in this moment of quietness. Place an intention, please. What do you want to achieve? What are you looking for? All right. So long, deep breath in as you recognize your intention, and long, deep breath out as you relax and just allow the unpredictable happen. Very good. So we're gonna grab our right knee and we're gonna start rotating that right foot, that right ankle. We're gonna start joining some moves together, very easy movements. We're gonna start straightening that leg and then bending that leg. So we're focusing on giving movement to the joints before we're using muscles, before we're strengthening or stretching our muscles. So you can circle the ankle when you're down. You can straighten a bit more the knee as you lift up. Circle. And then straight. So keep giving that motion. I'm giving a little massage on the right of my knee. Remember, it's this moment where you're going to pamper those legs all day long. Some of you are walking or standing and your legs are really sore. For some people that are working in those kind of, even if you're at home doing things, sometimes we're at home and we're spending 8 hours walking from here to there. So let's just focus on that pampering and very thoughtful session for our legs. This is a very special from our heart, with all the loving care to the legs. Now we're gonna switch straight here. Maybe you're ready to draw the heel up and you start feeling some stretch. And let's go down. I'm putting a blanket over my feet here. I also really like to do that to keep my feet warm as I'm starting the practice. And then once I'm heating up, I'm start putting my blankets to the side. So we're doing the same, very easy. Now just be thoughtful, mindful that you're going to switch that side of the circle to the right and then you switch it to the left side. Maybe some of you are feeling that lifting and bending, it's something that you need the most. So go ahead and maybe you want to emphasize that movement. Some of you are also integrating the toes. I can hear some cracking in mine. Really good. Good. Now let's place both feet down and we're going to start moving knees separate to the sides and up to the sides. And now press soles together and feel what happens When we press the soles together, we can feel some movement now to the groins, a little bit upper to the lower ab. Really good. Now we're going to press a little bit the knees lower, lower, and lower. There you go. And up. Nice. Now you're going to separate the feet a little bit wider than the hips, and we're going to start rotating the knees, or just allowing them to drop both to one side and then both to the other side. Some of you want to do this a bit faster. Some of you want to stay in a side and press the knees a little bit more. We're going to go there. We're going to press them. So keep moving. Keep switching from one side to the other. Choose your pace. Choose your range of depth. Okay, now we're going to meet us in the center, and we all going to go and drop both knees to the right side, please, and pressing especially the left knee down, feeling the stretchness now in the frontal hip, in the femur, some other muscles there that join all the way from the hip to the knee. And now we're going to switch to the other side, please. And let's do the opposite, pressing the right knee down, feeling the stretchness now on that upper area, the femur, hip joint, and some muscles that go along to the knee. Good, that feels good. We're going to take both knees in, and we're going to stretch the lower back, stretching also the glutes here. Very important to stretch the glutes, as is the bigger muscle and the heavier muscle of our body. Okay, so we're going to grab the right leg and we're going to start stretching again as much as possible. You can have a little bit the knee bent or not, however your body feels safer. And now we're doing that flex and pointing, flex and point. Very good. And switch, grab left leg, straighten as much as possible, and move your toes as you inhale, exhale. This is a gentle practice. Maybe you want to do this practice before going to sleep, feeling that your legs are very, very relaxed, very well stretched. Very good. So we're going to again have our knees as close as possible. And now with your soles together, we're going to start drawing circles, knees together, then knees separate to the sides together. Like your knees are drawing the circles, but with the soles as possible, with the big toe as closer to each other as possible. Now we're going to switch to the other direction. Just change the direction of your circles. Very good. Now with both knees together and your hands down on the floor, you're going to circle both knees to the same side. Maybe you want to start clockwise. Now switch, opposite direction, please. Feel the abs starting to also integrate to this practice as you need them to lift the legs. Very good. Now grab the lower part, the behind your knees, and you can use your abs precisely to sit down, but if this is too intense, you can just roll to the side, use your hands, walk your hands to sit down. Very good. We're going to do the same, have your feet down on the floor, and we're going to start moving the knees to the sides. Start with some nice fluidity. Again, if you were doing too fast and today is a moment where you want to slow down to relax, then do it slower. It's fine. Now inhale, drop your knees to one side and walk your hands backwards. So you're facing the back of your mat and you're going to press the mat, the earth down. Allow both knees to relax on the floor. Now come to the tip of your fingers, and here is where we're going to integrate the rests on the practice. Also, it's going to strengthen the hand as well. Now for those people that are standing on a computer maybe, this is also a good practice for you. The people that is also sitting in the computer and needs to move the legs, having the legs upside down, it's very beneficial for the blood flow. Now rotate the fingers backwards, and place the palm of your hand down and just relax there, pressing as much as you can the palms. And if you are noticing this discomfort and intensity in the forearm, then it's a good signal. If you are noticing pain, then have your fingers not that to the back, but most to the side, and keep pressing, stretching that area. We're stretching this area here. So you have all that levels of softening by returning the fingers to the side. So that's how you soften the intensity. So what you want to notice is that you can also manage some distress that comes from discomfort. So it's okay to have discomfort. This is sometimes not feeling super fine. Definitely maybe not, it's not giving us pleasure, but it's something very beneficial, and we want to acknowledge that discomfort is fine. We can work with it. But distress, for most of us, it's not beneficial. So we want to check that instead of discomfort, we're suffering from distress, and that then, in terms of the body, we can find different positions in order to come back to only the discomfort. Now have your elbows down, and we're going to be moving a little bit the neck up and down, but whenever you're ready, just dangle the head down. Have your tips, the fingertips together. Long, deep breath in, long, deep breath out. Good. Now we're going to do the same. Come back to the center. Again, let's swipe the legs from side to side. One more time. Keep breathing in. Air moves out slowly. Okay. So one last round. Allow both knees to drop to the opposite side and bring both hands facing the back of your mat. First, we're going to allow the body to twist. Relax the legs. There is a lot of tension that lives in the hip without us noticing. Notice it. The hip is a very big structure, very powerful. It's super heavy. It's very strong. So it can take a lot, actually. And sometimes we don't feel that the hip is getting stressed and strained and tight until we really have pain. So it's very important to move the hip, checking how tight is it. You can know that very easy. Come to your fingertips, please, and press the earth down. Shoulders moving away from the ears. It's very easy to notice the tightness in the hips. Just got to stretch a little bit, the legs, and then you'll see like, whoa. So it's a kind of a nice body part that won't bother sometimes until has taken a lot. But we don't want to do that, right? We want to be decompressing the stress in each part of our body, even it's calling for help or not. We don't need to take the body into a situation that hurts, because then everything's going to be harder. Okay, so let's again rotate, the fingers towards our hip, remembering that if I'm noticing that this is too much, I can come back, but I want a degree of rotation here. So just find whatever degree it's best and safest, and also creates a challenge. I can be in discomfort, but I can take this, I can breathe through it. I can notice, I can perceive, and have that ability of notice, that interception skill of noticing that it's discomfort, that it's not distress, that if I breathe, it's just a big stretch in the forearm, that I can also press the knees down, draw the shoulders away from the ears, and then that counterweight helps a lot. Be careful, come back, fingers to neutral position, and now elbows down. Feel a bit more of stretchness in the side of your torso, especially the left side of your waist, and press fingertips together and just draw the chin up, facing up to the sky. Maybe roll your over eyes up, and then just dangling the head. Head is very heavy. The back part of the neck is stretching. Long deep breath in, relaxing through this relaxation that opens, that stretches my body, relaxes my body. I don't have to do anything. I just have to let the weight of my body stretch my body and then create space just by relaxing. But sometimes relaxing is really hard. It is the hard part, right? So work with the breath and help yourself with the breath. Long deep breath in, maybe 4 times. And 4, exhalation 3, exhaling for 2, and empty the lungs for 1. Very good. Okay, so let's come back up and grab your blocks here, your books, and we're gonna go into the all fours. So again, if your knees hurt, bring a blanket, a pillow, 2 blankets. I sometimes use 2 mats, 1 towel, 1 mat, 2 towels. Everything that the place is more spongy, and then you can work a bit better. Oh yes, the knees. Big thing, right? Okay, so you're gonna put the toes in, and you're just going to separate your knees. So again, our hands over the books, over the blocks, and just press the blocks down as you lift the knees. And we're going to repeat that for 3 more times. Inhaling, starting to create some heat in the body, especially in the legs. 2 more times. Inhale here. Exhale, lift it up. Because we want the legs to be as warm as possible for this practice, so we can stretch them out. Inhale 1 last time. And exhale, feeling the thighs starting to warm up again. Now you want to come to your tiptoes, upper and upper. Keep breathing. Exhale, knees down. Very good. So in here, you can have the knees, the hips as seated as you want, or you can have the hips as lifted as you want. This is your choice whenever it feels safer for you. So we're going to have the blocks in a higher position. Maybe your books can stand this height. Go ahead. And I'll call it the second height. And we're going to place the elbows there, but in a way that we can lift our hands up and starting to press the chest down. I'm tucking my toes in here. This is starting to feel intense. So I'm going to use my breath to relax and to focusing on that need of space that my elbows need, that my shoulders need especially. So just one more breath. And exhale. Come back up. Okay. Now we're going to place the wrists up and the fingers down. And this is another way to use only an area of our hand. Again, lift the knees up, and this time we're going to be pedaling our feet. Be careful. Position very well your books in order for not feeling that they slide forward. And we're going to be pedaling, lifting one heel up and then the other heel up. So as you press the heel down, you want to stretch the calf. Keep relaxing the fingers down. Some of you are reaching heel to the floor, and now lift the toes of that foot up. Heel to the floor and lifting those toes up. If you're ready to take your socks off, as I am, so I can also show you a bit better how this looks like. Keep pedaling. So as you press the heel down, you want to draw those toes up. Okay, last one. Very good. So again, knees back on the mat, fingertips, and away. Draw your shoulders away from the ears. Very good. Now you're going to grab one of your books and place it in between your ankles so you can sit on the book. And now we're going to start moving the hands towards the sides. So palms facing down and the fingers very well spread apart, and you're moving them towards the sides. Now palms facing with each other, moving your hands to the sides as well. Very good. Now you are going to do the same. Our fingers are going to face the knees, and we're going to press the mat. So in here, the intensity, it's going to be increasing as you draw your hips down, but it's going to be softening as you lift your hips up. So if your hips are down, you're going to be stretching more and more here, that area of your forearm. Inhale here. Exhale. So you're going to take now both blocks. If kneeling is not feeling fine for you, then just sit down in a normal way, and you're going to let the blocks down and then just lift them a little bit up. So you can do this with any weight you have at your house. If you have weights, you can also do that. If you don't have books or weights, you can use maybe bottles of water, and you can feel the forearm there strengthening. Very good. Now your hands, palms up, and you're going to be just moving up and down. As upper as you can move your palm towards also maybe your face, as lower as you can take the palm. Grabbing something, grabbing weights. There you go. You can feel there the shoulders. Nice. Now let go, please. And now the palms, the torso of your palm is going to be pressing the floor now. So your palm is facing up. Very good. Again, use your toes so you can kind of allow yourself to have more balance. The same here. If I'm sitting down lower, I'm going to stretch more my upper rest. If I lift my hip up, then I am softening the stretchness. Now, take your own degree. Decide where are you going to be, how much are you going to stretch. Long deep breath in and long deep breath out. Very good. Now we're going to release, doing the same exercises. We're going to move to the sides, palms down. Now palms facing each other, and again move to the sides. Very good. Okay, so we're going to come again to the fingertips. This can be a bit intense for some of you. So with my fingertips, I'm going to lifting my knees. So the farther my feet are from my hands, it's going to be more intense. So I can walk my feet forward, and then the intensity, it's not as bad. Very good. Inhale here. Now just stand normally, feet width apart. And I call this the towel pose, where I just let go from the waist to the head, from the shoulders to the hands. I just dangle that, allow that to just to hang like a towel in a bathroom, like a cloth in a kitchen. Just like that, just hanging and allowing the weight of the torso to stretch your hamstrings. Feel that happening. Okay, so have your hands on your hips and carefully roll your body all the way up. Rounding the spine, pressing navel in, organs in place as much as possible. Very good. So now you can just face your screen, and we're going to start to the right side. I'm going to just stand here, and we're going to step the right foot forward, and we're going to bend it down as much as possible, as much as you want to feel the stretch on the opposite upper thigh. Okay, so you're going to start putting the right thumb up, so the left hand is resting on the hip, over the hip, and you're going to show me the torso of your hand with the thumb up, and you're going to be drawing that arm to the side. And now as it comes down to the center, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to show me your nails. Thumb up all the time. Very good. To the side, show me the torso. Very slowly feel the stretch on the rest. Also, how we're still warming up the legs here. As it comes to the center, show me your nails. Very good. We're gonna do it one more time. The slower, the more intense. But let's challenge the body so we can feel the heat. Then we are demanding the blood flow to start moving faster, and then we're oxygenating each of the cells of our body. Very good. So it's very good, that intensity. Both hands on the hips and step both feet forward, and let's switch. Right foot backwards to the degree that feels best. If you want to place the heel, it's fine. Just feel the stretch on the upper thigh. Okay, thumb up. As you open wide, you're show me your torso. And as you come back, show me your nails. Very good. Thumb up. And two more. Torso. Open. Stretchness in the upper face of the forearm. And now the stretchness in the lower face of the forearm. Good. Relax shoulders. One more time. Very slow. Stay there. Stay in the uncomfort. And you can breathe it. You can stay there. It's a discomfort place. It's not an unsafe place. It's not a violent place. Let's do one more time. You got this. Very good. It's not a dangerous place. It's just uncomfortable. But it's allowing me to stretch, to strengthen, to do something very beneficial for my body. Okay, both hands in your hips and slowly 2 feet down, 2 feet to the front. Very good. So that's a very good stretch. Let's go and come back to the books. Fingertips, heels up. Remember, explore how far you can go. Some of you are like ready for a plank with the fingertips. Tuck your coccyx in. Some of you are not ready, so that you have all that degree of options in between by walking your feet forward or backwards. Very good. So let's have everything down to the floor. Put your blocks to the sides, and we're going to grab our belts. So this one is a tricky thing. Be patient with yourself. I'm going to be giving the explanation as best as possible. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab the belt, the one that has a buckle. It has to be long though. I'm going to put that in the comment. You're going to put the belt around the back of your hip. And now you're going to place one part on the sole of the left foot. So belt around hip, around the sole of my right foot. Do the right foot first, otherwise you're going to kind of get lost. And now close the buckle. It has to feel very tight. The belt has to be tight. So you gotta either look for a tight belt, or you gotta just kind of close both sides together, either making a notch. There you go. So it has to be tight. So close more and more until you feel that you're kind of drawing the leg back forward. Very good. Now we're going to bend that knee, grab your belt, and we're going to lay on the floor. Very good. Now keep having the belt very tight. And tighter and tighter. Now have that leg a little bit lower, a little bit lower. And then take it all the way up again. Again, a little bit lower. And up again. And one last time, feel that you can close the distance to make tighter the belt. A little bit lower. So you feel that you're kind of almost lifting the hip here. And up again. Very good. So you're just going to bend the knee and have the opposite strap around over our, just below the toes, and we're going to start taking and drawing both sides of your belt to the floor. So here the heel really wants to reach the sky. Inhale here. And exhale, bend your leg and let go. Now, we're going to sit down again. And do not unbuckle your strap. So, just the way you are, just grab your strap and place it again on the right sole of your feet. But make sure that the other side, just like that, is in the upper thigh. Make sure it's really tight together. So again, one side, it's just over my feet. And the other side, make sure it's not twisted, is in the, you can see, it's on the right, on the upper left thigh. Okay, again, we're going to lay down. It has to be very thigh, and you're going to be taking the left leg. If it's super tight and it's not allowing you to lift the leg, then just release the tightness again. With the other strap, grab the other strap and just place it over the left foot and just hold it. This other strap is just to hold the leg. So what you're doing is really pressing away the strap that is down here. Press it away from the hip. It's like you want to pull that strap so you feel that you're pulling the left upper leg away from its hip. This is just a little stretch. Inhale, release first the strap that is up, and then come back to seated. And we're going to do the same with the other leg. So again, we're going to just place the strap on the back, releasing a bit the strap. And now place it over the right sole. Or the opposite sole. So inhale, sit down, lay down, and we're going to do the same. If you feel that this leg you did it before, then just switch to the other side. And the first movement is just lowering the leg, feeling the pressure on that hip, and lift it up. Very easy. Lower the leg down and lift it up for 2 more times. Keep feeling the pressure, the traction in the hip, in the lower back. So the leg is helping us to create this pressure in the lower back that becomes like a massage. We call them tractions when we do that. When we create like a big pool, we're pulling here, creating space in between the hip and the lower back. If you want to do it one more time, go ahead. Very good. Nice. Stand down, sit down again, and we're going to grab the strap just as we did it. It's together, it's just together. And we're going to place one end on the foot and the other on the opposite thigh. This time we're going to place one end on the left foot and the other on the right thigh. And we got to buckle this a bit closer. So have the right foot up. One end, left foot, the other end, opposite thigh. Very good. Lay down again. Have the other strap ready. And just hold the leg. It can look like this, just a little bit. You're just holding the leg. So we have the right leg up. Or you can take it as upper as you can, but what is important is to pull, to really push or press the left foot away and away from the hip. So what you want to feel is that the right hip, the right femur with the right hip and the right hip joint, they're all separating. They're all like wanting to create space in between the joint, in between hip and femur, hip and leg. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms, and keep pulling or drawing the left foot away so you can take the strap, and it's very, very tense. Inhale, let go. The strap, the upper strap, let it go to the side. And unleash yourself from the belt. Very good. So these are called tractions. It's that when we want to have the car out of the snow, we kind of pull it out. So that's what we did with the belt and the hip. So have your knees together. Again, the soles of your feet on the floor. Your hands on your belly. You're going to choose either the belly or the ribs or the shoulders to stay there for a couple minutes. in order to wrap up this practice, to give closure to your practice. Maybe you want to see this video twice. Maybe you want to get another belt now that you know what to do. And I really recommend you to do these tractions. It's going to feel way relief, way good in your legs and your hips. So if you want to close your practice with the knees separate, go ahead, and I'm going to see you next time, and thank you very much for joining. Have a very good day, and bye.
Life is a winding road,